Draft EU Ecolabel could confound retail investors. Retail investors are unlikely to select funds based on the proposed EU Ecolabel if its green impact is not clearly communicated, critics say. Julia Dreblow, founder of SRI Services Fund EcoMarket, told portfolio advisor Sister Title Expert Investor that a draft document on the EU Ecolabel is on the right track and appears to signal a desire to lead rather than follow the debate. However, she pointed out that how to communicate the label to retail investors will be the biggest challenge. The circular economy and industrial leadership and the finance and economy units of the Joint Research Centre, JRC, of the European Commission unveiled their second proposal regarding EU Ecolabel criteria for retail financial products at the end of December. The label is a tool that aims to increase sustainable finance flows. The draft for the voluntary EU Ecolabel says that it intends to promote products with a reduced environmental effect to consumers by defining the criteria financial products need to fulfill in order to qualify for the label.Inclusion of non-green companies. But how the current methodology for the label is proposed and communicated may not be well understood by retail investors, observers say. The draft label methodology promotes investments in companies.It does this in two ways: by defining green thresholds on portfolio level for funds, and by defining whether companies' green economic activities fulfill thresholds, based on the EU's taxonomy classification system. While the taxonomy is still under development, it will identify economic activities that significantly contribute to the achievement of its 6 environmental objectives. The proposed EU Ecolabel methodology allows that only a percentage of the fund is invested in green companies. For example, in the case of equity funds, at least 60% of the total portfolio value in assets under management, needs to be invested in companies, which have at least 20% of invested in companies deriving at least 50% of their revenue from green activities. The label seeks to take the green niche mainstream by including a wider range of companies, rather than only investing in green ones. An insider told expert investor. Investors would quickly swamp the niche if the label only applied exclusively to green companies, the insider explained. This, and the need to provide diversification in assets, has led to the EU working group to lower the green thresholds. Amendments in the proposal accordingly. One of the major changes in the revised proposal is the so-called three-pocket approach, allowing investments in companies with green activities, investments in transition activities of less green companies room for diversification. These changes reflect the need for the EU Ecolabel to provide asset/fund managers with the flexibility necessary to invest in transition. For more on this story, visit the news article link.